Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I've been seeing some fairly unrealistic notions being passed around recently in the Battlefield community. That's, nothing new really. But this one I think is particularly reaching, let's say. So, before we get into the video, make sure to like it. Really does help the channel out. And if you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 20,500 subs. Thank you guys so much. We just hit 20K, so we're almost halfway to 21 already. That is pretty insane. The notion I'm talking about being passed around the Battlefield community recently is we know that people don't like the specialist system in Battlefield 2042. I've said this multiple times. I'm indifferent. You can remove them. You can keep them. I don't really care. I'm here to frag people out and, I don't know, stream the game, really. But more and more I keep seeing people requesting specialists to actually be removed. And this is actually something that's sort of gaining traction. There's a Reddit post, multiple Reddit posts on this, multiple posts reaching over 1,000 upvotes. There was one recently reaching 800 upvotes, where saying they have to be removed. And I'm just here to say that people just have unrealistic expectations sometimes. Like, you have to understand something. Specialists, as much as you don't like them, are a core design aspect of Battlefield 2042 that also had a ton of dedicated things to them. The end screen is dedicated to them. They hired a bunch of voice actors. There's a bunch of voice lines dedicated to them. There's a bunch of banners and titles and player cards dedicated to them. And the specialists themselves all have their own abilities and their own player models and all that stuff. So the notion that people want specialists to be removed is just simply not going to happen. And I think anyone that really holds this opinion should kind of check themselves and understand that it is realistically never going to happen and shift their worries and concerns to the other more pressing matters, like the fact that the input systems in the game, like the mouse input and the controller input and the controller aim assist, are all bugged in a first-person shooter game. Basically, all I'm trying to say is they need to try to replace their priorities to more realistic things that should actually be focused on here. Because, again, like I said, no matter how much you dislike specialists, they're a core design aspect of the game, and they are here to stay. The absolute most I see Battlefield doing about specialists, and this is a huge stretch in my opinion, they might introduce some weapon restrictions per specialist and maybe group specialists within a 4 quote-unquote class system. That is the absolute maximum I see them even doing in this game. In my opinion, I don't even think that's going to happen, considering how a scoreboard literally just took 4 months and they delayed it twice. So I'm not optimistic, let's say that. But jumping over to another perspective on this same issue with specialists, the specialist system really illustrates how DICE reinventing the wheel and changing things that don't need to be changed just results in them shooting themselves in the foot. And this time they shot themselves in the fucking head, if I'm being honest, because effectively removing the class system from Battlefield, I mean, you really pissed people off. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't like it. I don't like it really either. I think it did remove some of the Battlefield's identity from Battlefield 2042, and it perfectly illustrates the utter delusion that must be present within anybody making any decisions around this franchise or Battlefield 2042. The fact that someone said at some point, let's introduce a system of specialists and remove the class system. That's a huge TLDR, but someone had to have pitched the specialist system, right? The fact that a bunch of people probably heard that and then they said, let's go ahead with that, is kind of insane. And it's even more insane when you consider the fact that Battlefield 2042 was the game that released after Battlefield 5, and they needed to nail Battlefield 2042 in order to win a lot of the community back. And really all they needed to do, especially after the Battlefield 2042 release trailer, which unfortunately got a lot of people hyped for Battlefield 2042, only to essentially be scammed, but all they needed to do was to not do anything crazy, right? They didn't need to reinvent the wheel, they just needed to copy and paste pretty much the successful Battlefield formula that we saw in Battlefield 3, 4, 1, Hardline even. That general sort of game outline, and they needed to deliver a decent-ish product. It doesn't even need to be like a 9 out of 10. People would have been happy with like a 6 or 7 out of 10, because the standards nowadays are just so low anyway that anything even remotely better than what was out in the market currently would be like, holy shit, this is great. And the fact that they didn't really see that and didn't have their priorities in order to develop Battlefield 2042 in that way and released this pile of dog shit instead is, I mean, it'll go down in history, in my opinion, as one of the worst video games released ever. Maybe not video games, maybe one of the worst FPS games released ever. How about that? And I don't think there's much debate, especially considering if they don't make some substantial changes. We're talking like massive changes in the next coming months, which I do not foresee. So that is really it for this video, guys. If you're one of those people that wants specialists removed, I would love to hear from you in the comment section. What is your viewpoint on this? Why do you feel it is even possible for them to remove specialists, and why do you feel that they might do it? I would love to see some discussion in the comments. And check out my sponsor, Glitch Energy. Link is in the description. Try Starter Kit. It's only $11 after using my code ENDERS for 25% off. They said that they're running low on stock. Starter Kit essentially allows you to get a nice bearing of the brand. It allows you to try a lot of different flavors at once to see if you like it or not. It's not a huge commitment like buying a bunch of flavor tubs that cost substantially more. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what you think, and I will see you guys in the next one.